You bring the fork. Happy day. The blind shall see. The lame shall walk. The short shall tall. Forks for all.
This is the story of the dumbest, inevitable death in Oblivion, thanks to a fitting, albeit critical oversight by Bethesda. When traipsing through the residential quarters of Bliss, New Sheoth, we bump into a crouching Argonian in front of the missing pauldron smithy, who blubbers.
The fork for Big Head. Oh, where has Master put the fork? It sings alone, far from home. Sad, sad fork. Sad, sad Big Head. Songs of forks follow you.
It should be noted, this Big Head, as he refers to himself, does not in fact have a bigger head than regular Argonians, and I love the unofficial wiki has taken pains to verify this fact. Big Head's fellow townsfolk have noticed the overly manic Argonian's missing eating implement, and when asked about rumours, they'll tell you.
That fool Big Head is always looking for the fork of horripilation.
Poor Big Head will never find the fork of horripilation.
I'm not sure it even exists. He'll never stop looking, though.
Others will observe and provide some interesting information about the fork.
I've heard Sheogorath has called it back to the Isles. Perhaps he will find it one day.
To which others will also add,
It's a myth, deluded fool.
The demented Atrabi of Split, who is known to lie, will say about Big Head.
The Argonian is always searching for the fork of horripilation. Spoon of horripilation. Yeah, the spoon of horripilation. Certainly not a fork.
On the subject of this fork, she will again lie.
Sheogorath has sent it away. It's definitely not back in the Isles.
Intrigued that this fork is possibly an artifact of value, as Sheogorath himself supposedly has gotten involved. Returning to Big Head, we can then ask, you said your fork was missing. I'd like to help.
The fork! The precious, precious fork! Hear how it sings to Big Head. Beautiful, perfect fork of horripilation. But it is gone. Gone, gone, gone. No more singing. No more ringing. Taken from Big Head. Never returned. That is when Big Head came here. Master brought me. Whispered shouts into my ear. Songs of mad gods. Songs of bad gods. Softly, Master. Softly.
Where is the fork?
It went away, but it will come back. It always comes back. It is close. Big Head can hear it. The fork of horripilation. Hear it singing songs of home. It comes again. It brings presents. It is not present. Soon it will be. You will find it. Bring the fork. Hear the music. Music of toads. Music of roads. Sing to yourself so all can hear.
Where should I look?
Talk to the beggar. Talk to Bullwing. He knows secrets, but no one can hear them. No one but Big Head. Take Big Head's charm. Listen to Bullwing. His tongue is tied, but his mind is unraveled. He'll tell you the secret. Who has the fork?
This begins the quest, the fork of horripilation, and Big Head unceremoniously shoves a fork in our pocket. Supposedly his charm. Fork in pants, we stop and ask. What does this fork even look like? Please tell me it's different from a normal fork.
Find the fork. Bring it to Big Head. Sing it to Big Head. Songs of forks follow you.
After which, our quest updates. Big Head has asked me to find the fork of horripilation. It's obviously important to him, and he has offered me a reward for its return. Big Head has given me a charm that should allow me to speak with the beggar Bullwing. Previously, when speaking to the adult Bosma, found loitering near Crucible's east entrance, we find his mind and words are broken.
I saw the Zaxa, and I magged it too. Oh, fibble.
What was that?
I'll calicrack the find-do. I will. You tear-it at it. Fribble. Just fribble.
Aggressive little scamp, aren't you? I'll show you fribble. If we sniped the wood elf from afar, he would then perish and our quest would update. Because Bolwing is dead, I have no way to get more information about the Fork of Horripilation. Maybe I'll get lucky and find it during my travels in the Shivering Isles. Sadly, that is the best I can hope for now. Indeed, that is our last clue for the whereabouts of the Fork, and we would have to turn the entire Isles upside down looking for it like a needle in a haystack. Also, poor Bolwing would have died misunderstood, with his gravestone reading, I think his name was Bolwing? A video showcasing the death of all killable NPCs in New Sheoth is linked at the end of this one. If instead of eliminating the blathering Bolwing, when exploring Crucible's back alley, we hear a familiar voice say, clear as day,
Greetings and salutations.
Bolwing, was that you?
Fribble, just Wait, you can understand me? Lovely. It's been too long since I was able to have a nice chat with someone. What a pleasant surprise. Previously, it was only poor Bighead who seemed to understand me, and he's always in such a lather about that fork.
Yes, the Fork. I'm looking for it if you know where it is.
Ah, yes, the Fork of Horripilation. I have heard rumors about it. It appears that Lord Sheogorath has returned it to the Isles. Not surprising, I suppose. He does enjoy his toys. Last I heard, some heretics had gotten hold of the item in question. Unfortunately, it seems to be an item of great importance for some of the zealots as well. They've been fighting over it for some time now.
Zealots, eh? Say, now that I can understand you, any other words of wisdom or salacious rumors you've picked up in your time where people think that you're some jabbering idiot?
I try not to burden myself with news of the current goings-on. It gets to be rather distasteful at times, don't you think? Take care. Come back for a chat whenever you have the chance.
What a pleasant fellow. Too bad nobody can understand him. Our quest then updates. I've spoken to the beggar Bolwing. He tells me that the Fork of Horripilation is being fought over by groups of heretics and zealots. I'll have to get it from them. Interestingly, the Fork's location is actually dependent on the result of the struggle between the zealots and heretics, two opposing factions warring over their views that Sheogorath is either the rightful ruler of the Isles or an imposter to be dethroned respectively. The Fork is initially located at Longtooth Camp on a table in the tent, but it may have been moved to another location. If neither the Zealot Crusader nor the Heretic Crusader have it, it may be in a jewellery box at Longtooth Camp or the jewellery box at Hardscrabble Camp. Unfortunately, the need for any detective work is actually absent here, as the quest arrow will point you to the right location no matter where the Fork is, which is a bit disappointing. However, a fun mechanic to take advantage of is that zealots and heretics respectively will leave you alone if you're wearing their uniform, as long as you don't get up too close. With the mage made history, we saunter up the shabby stairs to pilfer the heretic's petty goods, and indeed locate the Forbidden Fork in Longtooth Camp's jewellery box. with Daedric artifact in hand, we examine this seemingly benign fork to divine a few things. The Fork of Horripilation is a cursed artifact created by the Daedric prince Sheogorath, who refers to it affectionately as Forky. The word horripilation means a real or fancied bristling of the hair of the head or body, resulting from disease, terror, chilliness, etc. So gods only know what Big Head actually hears when he senses the fork. Unfortunately, not only is the fork an unviable artifact in the blood of the Daedric quest, during its stay in the Shivering Isles, this incarnation of the weapon is imbued with something called stunted magicka, which is exactly what it sounds like. It makes it impossible, whilst wielding the fork, to regenerate your magic. Returning to the streets of bliss with fork on our hip and magic null and void, the hour grows late, and apparently Big Head is weary, as he's nowhere in sight, but we find his home on the south side of the courtyard. Inside his abode is a demented display of all things forks, from regular pitchforks collected to mundane eating utensils found in his display cabinets. And, it should be noted, his fork collection will come into play soon enough, as it leads to his inevitable death, as mentioned in the title of the video. For now, though, with Fork in our person, Big Head divines.
The fork? Songs of bringing? The fork for Big Head?
We can then lie and reply, not yet.
You have the fork? I hear it singing so close. Songs of such closeness. Songs of almostness.
Otherwise, don't worry, Big Head. Here is your fork.
You bring the fork. Happy day! The blind shall see, the lame shall walk, the short shall tall. Forks for all. Big Head names you friend. Songs of friendship, songs of ship friends. Presents for you, presents on hatching day. Big Head was hatched, but his brother was not. Presents for egg friend, almost forgot. Selfish Big Head, shellfish Big Head. Big Head knows secrets, secrets of learning, alchemy, sneaking, and stabbing with blades. Which will you learn?
Big Head then gives us our reward, asking whether we'd like to learn a blade secret, sneak secret, or an alchemy secret, each of which he'll impart a witty remark on the subject, along with a skill increase in whichever we choose, being, tell me a blade secret.
Big Head knows a secret about blades. Point them out, never in. Blade is out, poke, poke, poke. Kill the Grandpa Netch.
Kill the Grandpa Netch is a reference to Sheogorath's quest in Morrowind. This quest required you to use the Fork of Horripilation to kill a bull Netch that Big Head called Grandpa Netch.
The secret to sneaking is not to be seen. Empty rooms, empty tombs. Sneak in the dark, though the blind man can see you.
Or finally, tell me an alchemy secret.
Poison is potion spelled differently. Both come in bottles, but one is good to drink. Singing potions, ringing potions. See you later. Sing to Big Head, sing to him.
So, what of Big Head's humorous yet aggravatingly inevitable death? Well, following the regular-sized headed Argonian for long enough, we can find Big Head is often caught stealing forks. This happens because, assuming he's not dead, Rendell Drarara, cook extraordinaire, carries a pewter fork in his inventory and will be on the streets at 2 p.m. on his way to the chapel. Or 4 p.m. on his way home when Big Head is searching for a fork. That's right, Big Head has set in his schedule that he'll actually creep around the town, as we see him doing, looking for forks, which makes his death actually lore accurate. But it's during this time many players may have happened across a bizarre scene where the Golden Saint seemingly murder an innocent Argonian after he makes a run for it back home with his fork to boot. Luckily, there are 4 ways to keep Big Head from being cut down by the guards. 1. Bribe him when doing a dialogue check so he actually has enough money to pay his fines. 2. The unofficial patch will stop him dead in his tracks from stealing forks. 3. Rather pragmatically, if you want to keep Big Head alive, simply pickpocket the fork from Rendell or put him down, and the fork will not respawn, so you only need to worry about pickpocketing it once. And 4, rather sadly, using Big Head's fork of horripilation against him.
Help! I'm being attacked. What's going on?
As he finally finds peace from his search for forks in the Isles. Congruently, if Big Head is killed, a tombstone will appear in New Sheoth graveyard reading, "In memory of Big Head, completely forked."
If you find a special fork to Big Head, you should go. He isn't the sharpest blade in the drawer. You have more smarts within your toe.